stand for pledge of allegiance, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Now being monitored.
Well, not yet.
Unless
Unless it's wireless.
it tends to be near the
That's the
wire.
antenna.
Yeah, okay, that's the
You're not
antenna.
supposed to tell them that.
Okay.
They should be threatened by the camera watchers.
Behave.
Yeah, I was gonna try to come in between today,
Oh,
session today and hearings.
okay, I am reporting on financials that I approved on September 30th, resolution 15-140, for the authorization you folks gave me back on December 30th last year. Last Thursday, we did an appropriation transfer out of contingency into other, $25,000. This related to the potential purchase of land, which ultimately we did not do, but we had to have the money in place, so that was the one action I took. The other action I took was to approve an encumbrance for community development for a travel in the amount of $1,075. That's it.
Commissioner's office is requesting the board approve and execute the minutes for the meeting of September 29th, 2015.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Commissioner Rea?
Aye.
Commissioner Spillier?
Aye.
Commissioner Claypool?
Aye.
Financials today include an appropriation transfer from the contingency account to return appropriations to the sheriff's office for reimbursed web checks expenses that were deposited into the general fund. Cash transfers out of the general fund proportion to 2015 funding for the county home, the Office of Community and Economic Development, and the CASA fund. Contract for Chef Electric for the Office of Community and Economic Development revolving loan for the purchase of land and buildings in the amount of $225,000. Travel request for the auditor's office. Payment to Johnson Controls for the McFarland wastewater treatment plant upgrade project for the Department of Water Resources in the amount of $345,494. And a payment to Geauga Mechanical for a boiler replacement at the county home in the amount of $24,950.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Commissioner Rea?
Aye.
Commissioner
Aye.
Spillier? Commissioner Claypool?
Morning,
Jessica.
Jessica, do I understand properly that you're an opera singer?
Yes.
Hi, yes? There was a hesitation there.
Yeah, I have, one of my, I have a
Yeah,
bachelor's
there's a
vocal
microphone right
performance.
there.
Yeah, right there.
I know that was,
Here in Aria.
somebody was lauding your talents the other day.
Could you sing your,
Sing your presentation.
could you sing
How
your?
about no?
Sing your motion. Your motion.
How about no? Yeah, I have 6 years of college and music school, so yeah. Okay, more interesting though.
Sorry for embarrassing you.
No, that's okay. We have finally found a maintenance coordinator, Edward Shortridge. He's currently at a nursing home in Lake County, and
Working at a nursing.
correct. Yes, correct. Yeah, he's currently the
Okay.
maintenance director at a nursing home, and he's kind of a one-man gig, and he's used to not only identifying issues but also correcting them also. I actually had Glenn Vernick help me out with the interview process to ask some more technical questions, and this gentleman passed with flying colors, so he'll be a great addition to our team. He's looking to start the 19th.
The Department on Aging is requesting the board approve hiring Edward Shortridge to the position of full-time maintenance coordinator number 1013 to be effective October 19th, 2015 at a rate of $16.94 per hour. After the successful completion of a 180-day probationary period, the rate will increase to $17.83 per hour.
I'll I'll make that motion.
Second.
Commissioner Rea?
Aye.
Commissioner Spillier?
Aye.
Commissioner Claypool?
All right.
All right.
Thank
Have a
you.
good day.
Bye.
Bye.
Board of DD?
I thought it needed to be asked. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Out of all the stuff. Same takes the prize.
Getting out for good behavior.
Asking those questions that those of you at home may
Sorry.
have wanted to ask if you were here.
I'm sorry. I apologize. Let's move forward.
Anybody from the Board of DD here?
No, I do not see Steve or Don.
Do you want to do that, Dave, or do we just need to?
This is, well, I mean, it's kind of self-explanatory. Apparently, there's a slight increase, 37.50 to 35 for the adult services building entrance. So the board has to approve any change in the contract.
Okay, great.
The Board of Developmental Disabilities is requesting the board approve and execute change order number 1, increasing the contract with Millstone Management Group Incorporated for the Metzibom Center Adult Services Building Entrance and Exterior Trim Work Project in the amount of $3,752.35.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Commissioner Rea?
Abstain.
Commissioner Spillier?
Aye.
Commissioner Claypool?
Two for the price of one.
Double trouble here.
Oh, tag team.
Morning.
Okay, the first item is just a status report, housekeeping for the state, just to let them know where we are with how much money we spent, how far along we are on the projects for the allocation grant.
The Office of Community and Economic Development is requesting the board approve and authorize the president of the board to execute the Ohio Community Development Block Grant Program Status Report for Grant BF 141AZ1 for the period September 1st, 2014 through September 29th, 2015.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Commissioner Rea?
Aye.
Commissioner Spillier?
Aye.
Commissioner Claypool?
Aye, and I'm gonna make a point. I was meeting with Anita and their staff last week and a few other departments, and the topic of reports and stuff that come through the session, which are kind of administrative in nature, there's not really a decision that we need to make. I'm assuming this is the type
That
of
would be
thing
one
we're,
of them, yeah.
this is the type of thing we're talking about. We might wanna visit at some point in time whether or not we just find a different process to handle these. It consumes a lot of time in these meetings, and it's administrative in nature. There's no decision we're making, we're just signing off on something. We might wanna talk about changing that. I've asked Dave and Christie to put together a list of things that they think might fall in the category. Maybe we could visit that as an action at some point in time and change our meeting
We're putting
process.
together a list too, with samples.
I get a thumbs up from Karen back there too. So,
Yeah.
so it'd be nice to, focus on those things that we really need to focus on, decisions we need to make, that kind of stuff. So I just
That's
thought
the
I'd
point
make
Ralph
that
has made
point.
over the years about some of these contracts. So
Yeah, some of this stuff is just goofy. We're just spending a lot of time on stuff we didn't need to spend time on. We need to focus on the more important things. So.
Thank you for consideration. That's great. This one is the final stages of the Shep Electric loan. This is coming out of fund that's repayment of other loans. So it's basically benefit of our good paying businesses, make it possible to continue to make loans to other businesses. So this is for Shep Electric to have a new home, an actual home of their own. They've been leasing up until this point. So they'll purchase the land and build the 17,000 square foot headquarters, and in a location that's well chosen to serve their clientele. So they'll go right by Mayfield Road Drive-In there in a nice commercial area, and continue their good work. They're a nice profitable little business, so we expect big things and
Nice.
good members of the community and nice people.
The Office of Community and Economic Development is requesting the board approve and execute the legal binding documents for the revolving loan fund loan to Shep Electric Company Incorporated for the construction of a building at 12069 Mayfield Road, Munson Township, in the amount of $225,000 for 15 years, 180 months at 3.5% interest, including participation agreement mortgage promissory note guarantee of Shep Electric Company Incorporated.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Commissioner Rea?
Aye.
Aye.
Spillier? Commissioner Claypool?
Next thing we need to focus on is simplifying these contracts so we don't have
Never
quite as many.
That's Laura.
This one is easy.
That lawyer in
one's easy compared to the one that's coming later from maintenance.
All right.
Oh, look,
Back at you.
Steve is here.
Yeah, I know. I already told him it's done. Gotta be quick. So I'm just-
I have to apologize.
So, the next one?
This is under the infrastructure program, which is the program that we formerly had in place to allow for low-income installation of septic and wells. And this is another repayment under that program. So we're asking you to sign off on the cancellation of mortgage.
Okay.
The Office of Community and Economic Development is requesting the board approve and execute a satisfaction of mortgage for Daniel E. and Nicole Vogel under the revolving loan infrastructure program for property located at 13404 Chillicothe Road, Switzerland, as the mortgage in the amount of $790 has been satisfied.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Commissioner Rea?
Aye.
Commissioner Rea?
Aye.
Commissioner Britton?
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye now.
Good day.
Thank you.
I'll get a litter on the way.
That's your message. I
Well,
take the notes.
it's
I was
fine.
reading through this. Is everything okay?
I had, yeah. My mother-in-law's in nursing home. I had to take her to the hospital. She's fine. I thought that there would be trumpets or something when I came up here. Come on.
Trumpets?
We're actually hiring people. This is a big
Ah.
moment. Yeah. We're halfway there.
You left
Um,
your trumpet at home.
You know, you guys have no idea how happy this makes me. I've worked every other weekend all summer, and we're still not out of the woods yet. But we're halfway there now. The first one is a full-time position for third shift, and the second is part-time.
I thought unemployment is at a record high, so you would think people would be
Well,
knocking the doors down and getting
now
there.
that you guys, thank you, changed the wage scale, it made a difference. I actually had several applicants for these positions.
And then you said you started advertising it in the middle.
Yeah, we're not advertising in the News Herald right this minute. We're advertising in
Local.
the Middlefield Post, the Maple Leaf, and
Good.
something else. Good news, yeah. So this is great.
Probably gets a lot.
I would love to see home on
More.
weekends, yes.
Yeah, and not have to function as a cook as well as the.
I'm a good cook, though.
As far as I'm concerned,
I
yeah.
can cook, I can cater for you guys if you need to now, and I can do family reunions.
If you like cabbage and,
Yeah, the menu's a little limited, but.
Yeah,
If you're gonna do
Puree.
family reunions, you have to pledge to take the family one, don't we?
oh no, I have enough.
Okay, then.
The county home is requesting the board approve hiring Robert Coth to the position of full-time attendant number 1504 to be effective October 13th, 2015, at a rate of $10.47 per hour. After the successful completion of a 180-day probationary period, the rate will increase to $11.04 per hour. The county home is requesting the board approve hiring Victoria Schoonover to the position of part-time attendant number 1504-1 to be effective October 13th, 2015, at a rate of $10.47 per hour. After the successful completion of a 1,000-hour probationary period, the rate will increase to $11.04 per hour.
I'll make those motions.
Second.
Commissioner Rea?
Aye.
Aye.
Commissioner Clickwell?
And these are both very experienced people.
Yeah, they are. That's what you get when you pay more. I'm so happy. Thank you very much for the wage change.
Good morning.
Morning.
Guess the biggest chunk on the agenda this morning.
Actually, Shane's here to fill out the rest of it. I just have the first one on the list, so. First one here on item 11 is just to approve and execute the change order for our annual pavement marking project. It's an increase of $4,800. We added a couple roads to the list. We did some work in a couple areas where we crack sealed a little bit more to cover up, make them more visible. So.
The county engineer's office is requesting the board approve and execute change order number 1, final increasing the contract with Aeromark Incorporated for the application of polyester pavement markings to various roads for the year 2015 in the amount of $4,860.23.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Commissioner Rea?
Aye.
Aye.
Commissioner Clickwell?
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Morning.
Morning, Steve. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good.
initiatives to present today. All three are scheduled for Ohio Public Works funding. First is, where are we at here?
12 and 13.
Yeah. It's Resolution 15142 with Auburn Road Sections A through C in Auburn Township. That road is from the county line up to Washington Street. And
For which street is it?
Auburn Road, part of it. And we're going to repair and then resurface that section from, like I said, from the county line up to Washington Street. Probably one of the lowest ranked roads in our county right now. And you want me to go through all three of them, or do you want to do them individually?
What is the relationship between them? They're all the same?
Yeah. I mean-
Yeah, you can do all three of them.
Okay. So that's Auburn AC.
So when you say lowest ranked, that was just like on that scoring basis, that you have a certain number for road conditions and stuff?
Correct.
I see.
Yeah. And based on the age of the asphalt, the condition of the surface, the amount of repairs that are necessary to hold it together.
I see.
And we try to, you know, send our dollars to the areas that are most needing them, so that we can maintain a high level of service throughout the county. The other, one of the other two projects is Quilla Road, Section C, that runs from Butternut to Mayfield Road. It's kind of right in the backyard of the county buildings. That section was recycled and heater scarified a few years back in an attempt to buy some additional years out of the service life. But we have major surface cracking and displacement of the asphalt. And that road is pretty dire need of.
You've been replacing culverts
Correct. We've been extending and
within
replacing
the
culverts.
last month, or 2
Correct.
weeks, whatever.
In preparation for the paving project for next year. And the third project is Mulberry Road. Mulberry Road from State Route 306 all the way to Thwing. Actually, County Highway 39 is Mulberry Road, but where Mulberry Road ends at Fowler's Mill, the section between Mulberry and Thwing is actually part of the county highway system. So it's kind of a weird anomaly that the way the county highway system runs from county highway to state routes, or from county highways to the county line, that little piece is part of the County Highway 39, and it will be resurfaced as part of that project as well.
I mean, it's almost though it should be part of it. I mean, I lived there for 20-some years.
It makes the connection so that you don't, we maintain that piece of road in order to maintain the level of service for the traffic volume that uses it, rather than put that burden on the township, you know, funneling
Right.
heavier traffic volume onto a lower serviced road, and then putting that burden on the township. That's, there's a couple odds and ends around the county like that where we maintain and manage those roads for now.
I got a call from Munson this week, last week. And they were talking about the use of Jake brakes to slow down south of Mayfield on Auburn. And they were concerned about the noise, because they're slowing down the big trucks. Is there an impact on the roads using brakes versus the air brakes, you know, to slow those down?
I don't know of any.
Any
I think it's
safety
more
issues
of,
you're aware of? So,
no, I think it's more of a nuisance than anything else. But a lot of the municipalities will prohibit the use of them inside the city limits or whatnot. But I'm not aware of.
They called our
correlation.
office, and I don't know the rules on this, but they said that the commissioners had to approve putting up a sign on that road, county engineer, indicating no use of the air brakes there. And I didn't see a problem with it, although somebody mentioned to me that that could be a safety issue. And so, you know, I don't know that much about how those, how that braking works relative to the safety and all that. So I didn't know if you had any comment on that or not, since it's on Auburn Road. So,
Yeah, that I'm not aware of, Skip.
maybe get a request from them. I don't know. All right, good enough, go ahead.
Do you wanna do 12, 13 together, 14, 15 together, and
Yes,
16,
why don't-
17?
why don't do that?
Okay. This is.
You get all confusing trying to.
You,
So these are the first two.
yep.
Okay.
And this is the last set. The county engineer's office is requesting the board approve and execute resolution number 15-142 to improve Auburn Road CH4 sections A through C in Auburn Township. The county engineer's office is requesting the board approve and execute resolution number 15-143, which appoints board member Walter M. Claypool as the chief executive officer and certifying representative of proposed Auburn Road CH4 sections A through C project in Auburn Township, and further approve and authorize the chief executive officer to execute the State of Ohio Public Works Commission application for financial assistance.
Yeah, I'm gonna move on that. I'm reading this thing and I'm not paying attention.
Second.
Go ahead.
Commissioner Rea?
Aye.
Commissioner Spudler?
Aye.
Commissioner Claypool?
Yes.
The county engineer's office is requesting the board approve and execute resolution number 15-144 to improve Aquila Road section CH5S section C in Burton and Clarendon Township. The county engineer's office is requesting the board approve and execute resolution number 15-145, which appoints board member Walter M. Claypool as the chief executive officer and certifying representative for the proposed Aquila Road CH5S section C project in Burton and Clarendon Townships, and further approve and authorize the chief executive officer to execute the State of Ohio Public Works Commission application for financial assistance.
Make the motion.
Second.
Commissioner Rea?
Aye.
Commissioner Spudler?
Aye.
Commissioner Claypool?
Aye.
The county engineer's office is requesting the board approve and execute resolution number 15-146 to improve Mulberry Road CH39 sections E through I in Chester and Munson Townships. The county engineer's office is requesting the board approve and execute resolution number 15-147, which appoints board member Walter M. Claypool as the chief executive officer and certifying representative for the proposed Mulberry Road CH39 sections E through I project in Chester and Munson Townships, and further approve and authorize the chief executive officer to execute the State of Ohio Public Works Commission application for financial assistance.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Commissioner Rea?
Aye.
Commissioner Spudler?
Aye.
Commissioner Claypool?
Aye.
So,
Thank you, Shane.
gentlemen, ma'am?
How you doing, bud? How's everything? How are you?
Snow, white stuff up there yet. Doing all right.
Thank goodness. It's coming.
It's coming.
So you're trying to make this a reality with all these snow plowing contracts.
Hope we don't have to use them.
Yeah.
We have lots of salt, or soon we'll have, so.
Now, I know you've got your salt at the maintenance office there by the county home, but are you able to utilize some of the salt if you need to from the engineer's office
Yes.
too?
About 4 or 5 years ago, we got in contact with Joe
Okay.
where we can go down there. We also got 2 spreaders on the back of our pickup trucks.
Yeah.
Within the last 4 or 5 years, we started doing this, especially the salt here,
Yeah.
instead of having it contracted out.
Makes sense.
We do Fort in the courthouse, that also. And we also have one spreader down at the the county home area, where during the day we'll go around and spread if it's needed.
Yeah.
So that way, it's a whole lot cheaper for us to do it than to have it in the contract.
It's been known to have freezing rain and ice without snow removal, so.
Right.
You know, there's times when you need the salt, when you don't need to push snow.
We had quite a bit of that last year. We get the black ice, get out there and salt, so our guys will go around and they all salt,
I can testify to the fact that Glenn operates in a completely non-biased fashion. I got a warning last week for parking in the wrong spot, and I feel duly chastised, and I will not do that again, I can tell you that.
He hasn't gotten his parking permit yet.
You guys have those little stickers, right?
so. I just, they're parking warnings, they mean nothing.
Well, I know some places, they make them out of this adhesive material that you have to get off with a razor knife. And they put them about the size of a sheet of paper and stick them right on the drive, right in front of the driver. So you can't.
And you can't peel them.
No, that's why you gotta scrape them with a razor blade.
Those were used when I first got here, I won't use them, due to liability. If you get in the car, you don't have a razor knife, and you pull out and get in an accident, it can come back where it was my fault because I put it on your vehicle and you didn't have
Yeah, no,
proper
I agree
tools.
with you, it's
Get it off.
dangerous.
I know, but it's effective.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, I'll never do that
So
again.
where do you guys do that at with the notices? Where did he get one?
He got his down here.
Okay,
He got his down here was.
it's in handicap space or?
I think that was appropriate.
He was parked in a water department space, so that is used for.
They
Jerry
don't
call
like
on
that.
No, Jerry,
Jerry called.
no, Jerry didn't
No,
call.
actually,
on
when
him.
he came in and asked me if it was one of our cars, I said, I didn't even realize that was one of our spaces.
Since Fred and I meeting, you could have had 4 guys just pick it up and move it.
What,
We don't identify the spaces for security reasons.
Yeah.
so, yeah, it was him, so it was, he got in line with everybody else in the county
I
that's.
told him next time.
Told?
Or just say, pick it up and move it, because that car's not that big.
We'll put it on top of the dumpster.
With 3 or 4 people, lift it up.
So,
All right, enough harassing Skip, what's
yeah, that's
100?
right.
It's kind of fun, so.
Number 18 is home improvements, was the lowest and best for the Chardon Square. That came in at $7,900 a year to push the snow. With our snowplow contracts, I do for pushing the snow all year, which is the $7,900. Then I look back at previous years of what we use for salt, snow removal, and cleanup. So, and that usually, depending on the area, is about around $10,000 for salting and everything. So we always put that in there. That does not mean it's gonna be used. For the Chardon Square, I think we only used approximately $5,000 of it last year, of the $10,000 that we had put aside. So with this one, we're gonna keep it to $10,000 on top of the snow plowing, and that'll leave us the room in case of anything happens. You just wanna do all 4 of them?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Number 19 is Signature Lawns and Landscaping. This is for our 24-hour area. This consists of county home, transit, DES, post 2, and the dog warden. We went ahead and added post 2 onto this year. Usually they do it down there. We were going ahead and keep it up with them. That's why the increase on that one. With that increase, the county home is one of our big ones. That's a 24-hour area, so we need to make sure that that's salted on holidays, and 11 o'clock is about their shift change down there, so I make sure that they can get up and out of those, and that's why we got that one set at the 20,000. We did only use 10,000 of it last year, so. Number 20, that one's 470. That's for home improvements, was the lowest and best on that one. That one actually came down by $400. There was a little fighting war going on that one, so M&M used to have it, and TBS got it. Now M&M has it back, so we just left that at 10,000. We didn't use anything last year for the salting. We did it all down here in the snow. 21, Sam Landscaping. About 5-6 years ago, Sam used to do snow plowing for us. He came in for the safety center as the lowest and best. As we are aware that this is a 24-hour area. This one is a little bit more due to the safety down there. 1 inch or more, they have to be in there and plow and salt. They stay on that pretty good so that we can get those vehicles in and out rapidly. With the new guy on hand, the salt price went up a little bit. This is why I jumped it from $10,000 to $15,000 for that one. So we used approximately $7,000 last year in salt. So, but that's why I jumped that one up to $15,000. Any questions on those four?
Yeah.
The maintenance department is requesting the board award the bid to M&M Home Improvements LLC for the snow plowing, salt, indoor cindering, and Geauga County parking lots area number 1, Chardon Square, for the 2015 through 2017 seasons in the amount of $7,900 per year, $15,800 for the 2-year period snow plowing, and an amount not to exceed $25,800 to include salt and spring cleanup as they represent the lowest and best bid. The maintenance department is requesting the board award the bid to Signature Lawns and Landscaping Incorporated for the snow plowing, salt, indoor cindering, and Geauga County parking lots area number 2, 24-hour service area for the 2015 through 2017 seasons in the amount of $13,142 per year, $26,284 for the 2-year period snow plowing in an amount not to exceed $46,284 to include salt and spring cleanup as they represent the lowest and best bid. The maintenance department is requesting the board award the bid to M&M Home Improvements LLC for the snow plowing, salt, indoor cindering, and Geauga County parking lots area number 3, 470 Center Street for the 2015 through 2017 seasons in the amount of $15,600 per year, $31,200 for the 2-year period snow plowing in the amount not to exceed $41,200 to include salt and spring cleanup as they represent the lowest and best bid. The maintenance department is requesting the board award the bid to Sam Landscaping for the snow plowing, salt, indoor cindering, and Geauga County parking lots area number 4, Safety Center for the 2015 through 2017 seasons in the amount of $7,475 per year, $14,950 for the 2-year period snow plowing in an amount not to exceed $29,950 to include salt and spring cleanup as they represented the lowest and best bid.
Make those motions.
Second.
Commissioner Rea?
Aye.
Commissioner Spudler?
The only one I need to abstain is so I'm not 21, because they actually plow my driveway personally, so.
Okay. So all the rest of them will do.
Yep, so I on all of them, but 21 I'll just abstain, just to.
Okay.
Aye.
They're a really responsible company too.
That's the one right by,
On
40.
Alwards.
Oh, Sam, yeah, okay. I'm thinking of the other guy down
Yeah,
by
really
44.
good. It's kind of nice to see 2 young guys that are really, well, 2 boys, but their father used to be a sergeant here at the Highway Patrol.
Oh, okay.
And Al, but he's really, those kids are really good. Really good for his
They've
kids.
done a lot with that business.
Yeah.
I think if I remember right, they got a couple of awards
Yeah,
for the business.
design and
everything.
stuff, they've had some huge accounts.
So,
What kind of response do we get when you advertise for bids on these snow plowing contracts?
this one, I want to say there was 5 or 6 companies.
Total.
Yeah, total.
Total. for
Some
all
of
four.
them-
amongst all
But-
4.
Some had just one or something?
Correct, yes.
Why do you suppose that is?
Because we're so cheap.
You mean that there's not more?
Yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, I dabbled in this many moons ago, plowing, back in my 20s. And having a lot, a commercial lot or something like this, yeah, it's a lot of work and you spend a lot of fuel plowing this lot. But it's all productive expense.
It's much more
It's
different.
not driving between house to house to house and spending all the money on, and the time, on, I call it windshield time, where you're driving from this job to that job. You're still using fuel, and you're not making money. Where here, when you're here, you're pushing snow and hopefully you're
In
making money.
470, we request that they keep a 5 cubic yard loader on hand at all times.
Mhm.
So it can't be in Burton or somewhere
Yeah.
else, it has to stay here on site.
To move the piles.
Right. And they use that for plowing, they got push box and everything.
Now, is that the little Bobcat that I've seen you in?
No.
No, it's a Cat 920, isn't it, that Paul has?
Yeah, Paul has. It has to be a 5 cubic yard push box, on site at all times with a loader. So that the way, because everything we push all the snow from here all the way to the back.
So it's a 5 cubic yard push box, not the bucket on the front of the loader.
The bucket is also.
It's 5 cubic yards?
They put an extension on it, on the loader, so that's.
So it's a 5 cubic yard, like dirt bucket? Be a big machine, that'd be a big machine, that'd be breaking our new asphalt up as it went across.
So the loader, they only use to move the snow piles, so they use the push box for everything.
Okay.
And we request that, about 10 years ago, they went with somebody else where they didn't have that requested, and they tried to move it with pickup trucks in here all the time, and I guess it was always a problem. That's what the former director informed me of. So, and then they break down, and then they have problems getting somebody in. So they said that's one of the things to learn from, is make sure you get that on the site at all times.
If you look at it, it's the size of a small shopping center. I mean, you go to a small shopping center, they're not using pickup trucks, unless they have to, you know, for cleanup or something around,
We have our pickup trucks, and plus we have the push box.
Ah, for
On the
the-
skid steer, so we usually do that during the day. So,
somebody buy a blower?
yes, we have a snow blower. We use it a lot down at the 470 area, at the safety center, blowing the snow back, getting the piles blown back, going to dog ward and getting the piles moved back. We try to get everything moved back so it makes it easier so they're not tearing up the grass and tearing up all kinds of stuff and losing parking spaces. So it was one of those things where we could go out and contract it out with that extra $10,000, but it was much easier and cheaper to get a snow blower, and we put one of our guys in there for a day, and they go around and clean up all the snow.
Just answering my question originally, then, our bid specs prohibit a lot of
The upcoming
winter type work, landscapers and whatnot, to come in and plow, because buying those big machines is a significant investment.
And then just to have it sit in a lot.
Well, it only sits 9 months out of the year. Yeah. So it's not like it's, you know, it's not like, it's not a good investment. So, okay, thanks.
Yep. The next 4 is just, this one slipped through me. I should have done this a long time ago, but this is just to release the performance bonds of the snow plowing contracts from the last previous 2 years. It's all been met, and we're good to go.
So a quick question for you on this. This has nothing to do with you, really. Is this the sort of thing? Is this the sort of thing that requires a decision, or it's an administrative kind of thing? We were talking earlier about maybe getting rid of some of the administrative kinds of things off of the docket for these meetings. Would this be the sort of thing that we could do that with?
I have to check legally, to make sure we have the, Christie might be able to answer better than me, but I would think that you want to
Am I signing
document.
something?
This is just a bid of, you are just awarding the bid to the lowest contractor. Contracts will be next.
So
Oh,
contracts
I
are what we
think he
sign.
was talking about.
No, he's talking about the bid
He's
bond.
talking about the releasing of the bid bond, which I
I
would
think-
think, if they've got a bond somewhere, right?
Yes.
Yeah, they're in the fire safe file.
So
Yeah,
actually,
so I would think we'd have to take a
That could be the kind of
vote.
thing, if you gave me the authority, once, you talk to Glenn and he, gives you evidence that everything's been met, that I would just do that on your behalf.
Yeah, we might want to look at that. I do want to pursue that, because we could have simplified this considerably, and it's boring for most of the people sitting out there. There's nothing exciting.
But I like coming here to see y'all.
Well, that's true. There's that harassment factor.
We like the back of his head too.
we do the lump sum of all of their projects at once,
Yeah,
when we do the engineer's office, and that can be pretty lengthy as well,
yeah,
so.
yeah. So those are
that's
good
something to ask
examples of
for.
something we can check the door on.
Okay, thanks, appreciate it.
Would you like to do 22 through 25
Let's do it.
together?
Yep.
The maintenance department is requesting the board release the bid performance bond for M&M Home Improvements LLC for the 2013 through 2015 snow plowing and salting of county-owned site group number 1, Chardon Square, as all specifications have been met. The maintenance department is requesting the board release the bid performance bond for Signature Lawns and Landscaping Incorporated for the 13 through 15 snow plowing and salting of county-owned site group number 2, 24-hour service area, as all specifications have been met. The maintenance department is requesting the board release the bid performance bond for TDS snow plowing for the 2013 through 2015 snow plowing and salting of county-owned site group number 3, 470 Center Street, as all specifications have been met. The maintenance department is requesting the board release the bid performance bond for M&M Home Improvements LLC for the 2013 through 2015 snow plowing and salting of county-owned site group number 4, Safety Center, as all specifications have been met.
I'll make those motions.
Second.
Commissioner Rea?
Aye.
Commissioner Spudler?
Aye.
Commissioner Claypool?
We'll see you at 1:30.
Steve, if you're here for that, the one item, it's already done.
I know it's already done, I was gonna stay for the entire meeting.
Okay, good. Just didn't want you sitting back there bored if you thought that was.
I was very excited.
Morning, Jerry.
Morning, Jerry.
First item on the list here for Water Resources is hiring of Gail Knight to the maintenance position. This is filling the position that Casey O'Connor vacated when he went to work for Russell Township.
The Department of Water Resources is requesting the board approve hiring Gail Knight to the position of maintenance worker number 2330 to be effective October 26, 2015, at a rate of $16.11 per hour with a 180-day probationary period.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Commissioner Rea?
Aye.
Commissioner Spudler?
Aye.
Commissioner Claypool?
The next item is hiring Aqualine to do a leak detection on our Bainbridge water system and the Services Center water system. They actually go around and they have a sonar equipment that they put on each fire hydrant. And they can hear whether water is leaking out of the system or not. What we pay for water, especially in Bainbridge, for Cleveland, the last time we had them do this 2 years ago, they found 2 hydrants that hadn't been completely closed, so they were dripping a little bit. Basically, them finding those 2 hydrants paid for them coming out and doing the work.
Wow.
We pay Cleveland Water.
Seriously?
Yeah, it's about,
A drip.
basically, that drip over about, I think it was about 100, when they did it, if you take that drip over 120 days, what we would have paid Cleveland Water for that was covered
So
by their.
just pure evidence that drips cost you money.
Yep.
Plus the freeze in the winter time risk, you know?
Correct, yeah. I mean, the reason why we brought them out 2 years ago was we were seeing a tremendous difference between what Cleveland Water was charging us or billing us for and what we were able to account for through our metering system, as well as the other areas we know where water's used for construction, or where our guys use water for cleaning out the sewer lines and things like that. I've been keeping track of that. I keep track of that every 2 months when we do our reads. Compare that to what we've been billed by Cleveland Water to see if we have any. We had a substantial leak then. At that point, we were doing searching on our own, trying to find it, and we weren't able to find the leak. The amount of water we were seeing being lost, we gotta be able to see this water. What we come to find out when they came out and did it was the water line was leaking, but where it was leaking at was in a wetland. So you weren't seeing an area that was wet that shouldn't have been wet, or.
Is it now a buildable lot?
No, it is, I actually did go back about a few months after that just to see, because I thought the same thing, have we been feeding this wetland for a long time, but it is in a low spot.
EPA may not allow you to stop that leaking, you can't destroy a wetland.
can't go to my duck spot.
Yeah, that's right. So we decided this year, we decided 2 years ago when we had them, let's bring them back out every couple of years just to evaluate the system.
That's
Like I said,
good.
And they can
They
hear
find a
this.
couple little leaks, they pay for themselves, so we decided this year to go ahead and have them do the Services Center area too.
Now, isn't that's on the same water line as the homes, right?
Yes.
And they can hear by the hydrant.
Yeah, it's supposed, I don't know all the but when
And
the-
and
it makes-
differentiate
it
between
makes
the
a
leak
different
at the
sound
hydrant and
between
the
normal-
water usage in the line next to the hydrant?
Between normal water flow and water flow coming through a leak, there's a different sound that they hear. I wasn't able to get out there the last time but my guy who was walking with them, they let him listen to it. He's like, yeah, it's amazing. You wouldn't think it would be. You'd think
Yeah.
it's water flowing, so it sounds the same, but it definitely sounds different when it's coming out of when it's a leak versus the
Well, that's
normal
neat.
water flow. The normal water flow has, the way it was explained to me, normal water flow is more of a deadened sound because it's
Okay.
constant.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's a leak, it's not necessarily constant, so either drip or even if it's flowing out at a higher rate, it's got a different sound because it's not going out of a
Normal valve.
a valve or a tap that was put in. It's going out through a crack or where the line's separated in the joint.
It's interesting.
And they're actually able to, with their equipment that they have, when there is a leak, like the one that was in the wetland, they were actually able to narrow it down to about a 5-foot section. So it wasn't just saying, there's a leak somewhere between these two hydrants, dig up the whole line trying to find it. It was, this is where, it's somewhere in this circle right here. So,
Do they use dye and all to,
no, it's all
Find out
sonar,
what
it's
the-
all through the sonar and through listening. They have one set of equipment that actually listens at the hydrants, and then they have another set of equipment that listens on the ground.
Okay, interesting.
The Department of Water Resources is requesting the board approve and execute the service contract agreement with Aqualine to perform a leak detection survey with the water distribution system for Bainbridge Township and the Services Center for a period of 3 months in an amount not to exceed $4,434.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Commissioner Rea?
Aye.
Commissioner Spillier?
Hi,
Commissioner Claypool?
Jerry, while you're here, I wanted to ask you a question, and I wanted to ask the other commissioners too. I had a conversation with Dave this morning, and, we're saddened to hear about that incident with, one of your employees there that passed away suddenly, but what I'd like to try to do to see if I could get some support on the board is, there's an issue with, like, the insurance, as you guys were made aware of. I think I'd like to try to see if we could pass a policy to just have this standardized across the board for like all the employees to be able to have this so that, this isn't a common situation, but it's a situation where family gets put in a position where their benefits get terminated on the last day of the month, and then they don't have medical benefits to go on. What I'd like to do is try to do something where we could establish, even if we have to allocate it, like something in a fund, or just do something where we can say that we'll put a stipend in there or policy that will automatically cover, like, 90 days, as part of like an employee benefit or something, as far as like an insurance, where we basically could say, that the family isn't burdened with trying to scramble. In this situation, the fella passed away on the last day of the month, and at midnight, he's got no benefits. But we can try to do something where we covered the COBRA policy for 90 days or 6 months, or whatever we would be able as a board to just say, listen, get your affairs in order, and I'd like to try to get something so that we could move something for that.
We talked to, he and I were talking about this yesterday, and Laura came in, I think to see Skip about another issue, and we talked about it, and I'm in agreement with you that we need to do something, as with everything, the devil's in the details, and
Right.
so she's trying to
Right.
come up with some kind of a,
Yeah, there wasn't a straightforward procedure that was already established that we could have something ready for you, the board to look at today, but I'm hoping that there won't be a meeting next week, but hopefully by the next
there's some
week.
state law that comes to play. Now, the good news in this situation, and
Well,
it's
she
very
had
sad, our
coverage.
condolences, is that she does have coverage, and so she's not left out in the lurch, but we don't.
That's what we
the
understand.
next-
yeah, we
The
understand that
next
she was
employee
covered.
situation may be different. I mean, I'd be in support of certainly looking at anything
Yeah.
that's legal. We don't wanna have an emotional situation have us do something that isn't appropriate in the longer term, but certainly we need to look at it and make sure that we're doing the right thing by our employees, because it's a sad situation. If she didn't have coverage, she'd be in a hurts.
Really, it's-
And so,
The family of our employees, which in turn goes,
Right.
I mean, our employees unfortunately passed, but, yeah, I, when David called me last week about that, I was like, yeah, I mean, I wasn't, cause many times, you know, your insurance coverage will carry on for
Right.
another month, depending on how it's written. And I would be in favor, because all of our employees, I believe, I don't wanna misspeak here, but I believe all of us have some form of life insurance coverage. I don't know what the payout
I think it's
window.
50,000.
No, well, I'm 37.5 because I'm old. When you get to 65, it drops. I didn't think that was fair, but that's the way it is, you know. The issue being how quickly they cut that check, where if they, you know, if you die on the 15th, your family has 2 weeks of coverage, and maybe they, by the end of the month, they've received a insurance check, a death benefit check, which gives them some cash on hand to operate. Everybody's situation is different, but when you die on the 30th of the month, you got zip, and it may take 2-3 weeks for whoever our, is it Zepco? Anthem is life, right. It may take them a few weeks to process and get the money out. And I'm saying that as the minimum, that before somebody gets some ready cash.
Yeah.
That helps with them. But I think you're right on target, that we need to do something, and it needs to, of course, be uniform for all employees. Which brings up the question, I don't know if it can be uniform for elected officials. I don't think we can be included in anything like that, because that's additional compensation, and that wouldn't,
if you drop dead tomorrow, there's no problem, it's gone.
that's it. That's
So we'll
it.
make sure the employees.
Well, there might be some
It's a headache,
advantages.
trust me.
But I think we need
Yeah, it's
to,
something
you know,
that's-
move forward with that, through the legal channels, so that we don't have.
I think we've got a consensus that we need to do something, at least look at it. So,
That way
thanks
it's
for- thanks
easier
for bringing it up.
for, you know, it's, that way we don't have to, you know, deal with that issue and try to, you know, make concessions last minute and stuff, so. If we can do that,
Yeah, I think we're all in agreement, as Skip said, and like I said, it's the devil in the details. Get it through legal and find out, in the benefits area.
And David and I have had multiple conversations, even if there was any way, I mean, it's goofy the way the law's written, because I was suggesting maybe we just make the COBRA payment.
Right.
And just take a fund and just give her money and say, this is for your COBRA payment, but apparently that's a benefit, we're not allowed to do that because it's not uniform and there's legal issues with it. And, you know, we were exploring all kinds of options, but,
Well, we didn't have a lot of time, so I think in the next week or so, we'll come up with something that makes sense.
Yeah, what's it been, 7 days?
Not even that. It was last,
Wednesday.
yeah.
and his position was in maintenance.
He was a maintenance position, but he was actually working with our electrician to replace our electrician when he decided to retire. So it was actually, when I was sitting in session last Tuesday, I was kind of putting together a list of things I wanted to do that week, and one of the things on there was to do the advertisement for the electrician, to put him in, to make him an electrician. He's been doing the work for 3 years.
Was he driving, or he was?
No,
He was the passenger in the vehicle and the
He was
driver.
with our other electrician.
Now Mike's not leaving though, really, is he?
He's able to leave anytime he wants.
Right.
So it was, the whole thought was getting somebody ready to go into that position, so. But then Keith was one that I was looking to be the future of the maintenance department too.
And is he a certified, does he have a license too? Not electrical, but the water,
Yes, yeah, he
he's
was an
got
operator also.
sanitation like that.
Yes, he did, so
Yeah.
Mike. But yeah, so he was one that I was looking at being
Hmm.
somebody who could fill in the maintenance supervisor position or the service manager position in the future.
Yeah, it's unbelievable how life changes that fast, you know, like that.
Another consideration of having a policy is because if you want to bring up a specific instance, then you compromise the confidentiality of with the family, the issue, the HIPAA requirement, whatever nonsense there is that, besides good taste, that you're not broadcasting that John or Jane Doe died this afternoon or something like that. So with a uniform policy, it just happens, it just is enacted without
Specific
compromising
action for that.
anybody's privacy. So I think that is real, that's a real important aspect to having something that, when this happens, automatically, this
Yeah.
is available. And,
And it's done.
yeah, I just, because it's tragic enough, that you don't need to be burdened with something else.
Yeah. Very good.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Jerry.
Any more?
Commissioner's Office is requesting the board approve the third amendment to the 2015 budget schedule that includes moving the coroner to the age of 3:50.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Commissioner Rea?
Aye.
Commissioner Spillier?
Aye.
Commissioner Claypool?
And then 29.
Commissioner's Office is requesting the board move into executive session for the purpose of discussing details of security arrangements pursuant to ORC 121.22G6.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Commissioner Rea?
Aye.
Commissioner Spillier?
Aye.
Commissioner Claypool?
Will there be action when we come back?
I don't believe it will.
I don't think there'll be, but do you? I mean,
There may be.
Yeah, we'll just have to talk
We'll just
through
say,
what that
yeah.
might be.
Okay.
It's just
Steve, thanks for coming in today.
Yep.
Just a four. Okay.
Well, I wanted to.
Yeah, we turned it down, by the way, so.
I wanted to apologize. I tried to get here and got stuck in traffic, so.
Yeah, no big deal.
I was out of the office
That's what they all say.
yesterday, so I didn't know if we were gonna be on the agenda.
Yeah.
So I wanted to say, I take it serious, so I wanted to apologize for being late.
No, we know
Don't
that.
waste your
Not
time.
a problem. Everything going
Sometimes
okay?
they move faster too, so.
We're back on.
Okay. Return.
10:22 or something like that.
Any action?
And no action.
No action.
Okay.
I move to adjourn.
Second.
Okay.
We are adjourned.